Curses. Whether whispered in the shadows or carved in stone, they have haunted humanity for thousands of years. These tales of vengeance and tragedy blur the line between myth and reality. Some see them as coincidences, others as proof of forces beyond our understanding. But whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: curses have left their mark on history. Curses can take many forms. A warning scrawled across a pharaoh's tomb, a priceless gem said to bring ruin to all who possess it, or desperate words etched onto a tablet and cast into a sacred well. What connects them all is the belief that misfortune and death are no accidents. They are orchestrated by forces unseen. Tonight, we'll delve into 3 of the most infamous curses in history. Tales of sudden deaths, eerie coincidences, and mysteries that endure to this day. From the sands of Egypt to the courts of Europe and the streets of ancient Rome, these stories remind us that the past is never truly at rest. I'm your host, and tonight we'll journey into the chilling world of ancient curses. These aren't just stories. They are accounts of real people, real events, and real tragedy. But are curses real, or are they simply a way for us to explain the unexplainable? You'll have to decide for yourself. So turn down the lights, settle in, and prepare to uncover the dark secrets of the cursed. Our first stop takes us to the Valley of the Kings, where a young pharaoh's tomb lay undisturbed for thousands of years. But when it was unearthed, it unleashed a legend of death and doom. This is the Curse of King Tutankhamun. The Valley of the Kings. For centuries, this barren landscape has been a treasure trove of history, a place where ancient pharaohs were laid to rest, their tombs filled with unimaginable riches and protected by the watchful eye of the gods. By the early 20th century, many believed there was nothing left to discover, but one man refused to give up. In November 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter made the find of a lifetime. After years of fruitless searching, Carter and his team uncovered a staircase leading to a sealed doorway. Behind it lay a mystery that had remained hidden for over 3,000 years. The tomb of Tutankhamun. I see wonderful things. Inside, Carter found treasures that defied imagination. Golden statues, jeweled chariots, ceremonial weapons, and the now iconic golden death mask of the boy king. It was one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in history. But as the world marveled at the treasures of Tutankhamun, a darker story began to unfold. Legends of curses protecting pharaohs' tombs had circulated for centuries. Though Carter dismissed them as mere superstition, the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb seemed to breathe life into those ancient warnings. The first victim of the so-called curse was Lord Carnarvon, the wealthy patron who funded Carter's expedition. In early 1923, just months after the tomb was opened, Carnarvon was bitten by a mosquito. The bite became infected, leading to blood poisoning and pneumonia. On April 5th, 1923, Carnarvon died suddenly in Cairo. At the moment of his death, strange events were reported. The city experienced a blackout, plunging it into darkness. And over 3,000 miles away in England, Carnarvon's dog howled and dropped dead. Was it all a coincidence, or the first strike of the pharaoh's curse? Carnarvon's death sent shockwaves around the world, and rumors of a curse began to spread like wildfire. But it wasn't just Carnarvon who fell victim. Arthur Mace, one of Carter's closest colleagues, fell gravely ill shortly after the discovery. He complained of fatigue and severe headaches, and his health deteriorated rapidly. In 1928, just 5 years after the tomb was opened, Mace died mysteriously. leaving doctors baffled. Richard Bethel, another key member of Carter's team, met a similarly tragic fate. In 1929, he was found dead in his London apartment. The cause? Heart failure, though Bethel was only 35 years old. His father, Lord Westbury, overcome with grief and fear, took his own life soon after, blaming the curse for his son's death. Westbury's final note spoke of despair and doom, a chilling reflection of the growing fear that the curse was real. By the 1930s, nearly 24 deaths had been attributed to the curse, including those of radiologists, archaeologists, and visitors who had merely come into contact with the tomb or its treasures. The public couldn't help but wonder, was this truly the work of a vengeful king, or something else entirely? Today, scientists offer a rational explanation. They theorize that ancient tombs could harbor deadly toxins, mold, bacteria, or even poisonous gases sealed inside for millennia. When the tombs are opened, these toxins are released, posing a serious risk to anyone nearby. But while science can explain some of the deaths, it can't account for the eerie coincidences that seem to defy reason. And what of Howard Carter, the man at the center of it all? Despite being exposed to the tomb more than anyone else, Carter lived another 17 years, passing away of natural causes in 1939. Skeptics point to his survival as proof that the curse was nothing more than a myth. But believers see it differently. They argue that the curse was selective, sparing Carter while striking down those around him. Whether the curse of King Tutankhamun is real or imagined, it has captivated the world for generations. Was it an ancient warning come to life, or simply a legend born of fear and coincidence? Perhaps some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. It's been called one of the most beautiful jewels in the world, but the Hope Diamond's glittering beauty hides a darker side. For centuries, it has been linked to death, misfortune, and tragedy. But is this shimmering blue gem truly cursed, or has its legend been exaggerated by time? The story begins in India, where the Hope Diamond was said to have adorned a sacred statue of the Hindu goddess Sita. Legend claims the diamond was plucked from the statue by a thief who sought to profit from its dazzling beauty. But with this act of desecration came a curse, a divine punishment for anyone who dared to possess the stolen jewel. The thief's fate is lost to history, but the diamond eventually came into the hands of French gem merchant Jean-Baptiste Tavernier. Tavernier acquired the diamond in the mid-1600s, a rare and stunning 115-carat blue gem. But soon after selling the diamond to King Louis XIV of France, Tavernier reportedly met a gruesome end, torn apart by wild dogs. Louis XIV, the Sun King, was captivated by the diamond's brilliance. He had it cut down to enhance its sparkle, renaming it the French Blue. For decades, the diamond was a symbol of power and wealth in the French court, but tragedy was never far away. By the late 1700s, the diamond passed to Louis XVI and his queen, Marie Antoinette. The royal couple's lavish lifestyle and political decisions made them targets of the French Revolution. Both were executed by guillotine, and the French blue vanished during the chaos, fueling rumors of its deadly curse. Decades later, the diamond resurfaced in London. It had been recut into a smaller gem, now known as the Hope Diamond, named after its new owner, Henry Philip Hope, a wealthy banker. But even as it dazzled collectors and jewelers, misfortune continued to follow its trail. After Henry Hope's death, his family faced mounting financial troubles. His heirs were forced to sell the diamond to cover their debts, further spreading the tale of the jewel's curse. In the early 1900s, the Hope Diamond crossed the Atlantic and found its way into the hands of Evelyn Walsh McLean, a wealthy American socialite. MacLean was fascinated by the diamond's reputation and even joked about its curse, claiming that bad luck simply skipped her. But the curse soon caught up with her. MacLean's son, Vincent, was struck by a car and killed at the age of 9. Years later, her daughter committed suicide. Evelyn herself died in 1947, leaving behind a trail of grief and financial ruin. Despite its tragic history, some argue that the Hope Diamond's curse is nothing more than a myth. Scientists have studied the gem extensively, fascinated by its rare blue color, caused by traces of boron within its structure. Could this unique chemical composition have contributed to the diamond's eerie reputation? Others suggest that the tragedies surrounding the diamond are simply coincidences, amplified by its notoriety. After all, a jewel so valuable would naturally pass through the hands of powerful people, and with power often comes scandal and misfortune. In 1958, the Hope Diamond was donated to the Smithsonian Institution by jeweler Harry Winston. It remains there to this day, protected behind glass and admired by millions. But even in its resting place, the diamond's legend endures. Does the Hope Diamond still carry its curse? Or is it merely a symbol of our tendency to create stories around the unexplained? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. One thing is certain, the Hope Diamond has captivated us for centuries, not only for its beauty but for the mysteries that surround it. Was it truly cursed, or are its tragedies merely the price of fame and fortune? In ancient Rome, curses weren't just whispered in dark alleyways, they were written down. Known as curse tablets, these small sheets of lead or pewter carried invocations to the gods, demanding vengeance, punishment, or justice. Buried in graves, tossed into sacred springs, or nailed to temple walls, they were meant to call upon supernatural forces to harm one's enemies. These tablets, known as defictiones, were as much a part of Roman life as temples and gladiator games. They give us a glimpse into the fears, grudges, and desires of people who lived over 2,000 years ago. But what makes these tablets so chilling is how specific and how dark they could be. Many cursed tablets targeted thieves or business rivals. One infamous example was discovered in Bath, England, near the site of a Roman temple dedicated to the goddess Sulis Minerva. Written in the 2nd or 3rd century AD, it reads, "To the goddess Sulis, I curse the thief who stole my cloak. May they lose their sight, their strength, and their peace until the cloak is returned." This tablet is one of hundreds found at the site, many asking the goddess to punish those who wronged the writer. But not all curses were so petty. Some curse tablets targeted lovers, political rivals, or entire families. One particularly chilling example from Greece called upon Hades, the god of the underworld, to bring harm to a man named Polycrates. It reads, "Bind Polycrates, son of Sosimenes, to the underworld. Let his tongue be silenced, his limbs be weak, and his soul never rest." Curses like this were often buried in graves or thrown into wells, places believed to have spiritual significance. The idea was to send the curse into the hands of the gods or the dead. To the Romans, curses were part of everyday life. They believed in a world where gods and spirits actively intervened in human affairs. A curse tablet wasn't just an act of desperation. It was a sacred ritual. The process often involved writing the curse on lead or pewter, folding the tablet and sealing it with nails. In some cases, sacrifices were made to strengthen the curse's power. Over 1,500 curse tablets have been discovered across the Roman Empire, from Britain to Egypt. Each one reveals the deeply personal nature of the curses, with specific names, crimes, and punishments spelled out in shocking detail. Curses weren't just words, they were invocations of supernatural power. Many tablets called upon gods of the underworld, like Pluto, Persephone, or Hecate, to enforce the curse. Others invoked restless spirits, asking them to torment the living on behalf of the tablet's creator. Some believed these spirits could be controlled, but others feared that invoking them could backfire, unleashing chaos on the one who cast the curse. It was a dangerous game of trust with the unknown. In recent decades, archaeologists have worked to uncover and decode these tablets, shedding light on the lives of ordinary Romans. The curses reveal a world where people sought divine justice for crimes big and small, stolen goods, broken hearts, and rivalries in love and business. But the tablets also remind us of the darker side of human nature, the desire for revenge, even at the cost of invoking the supernatural. Some experts believe these curses were a way to cope with feelings of powerlessness, channeling anger and frustration into a ritual that felt meaningful. Despite their age, cursed tablets continue to intrigue and unsettle us. What motivated people to create them? Did they truly believe in their power, or were the curses more symbolic? And most importantly, did any of them work? While we may never know the answers, the fear and desperation etched into these small pieces of lead still speak to us across the centuries. They remind us that, for the Romans, the line between the living and the dead was always blurred. The cursed tablets of ancient Rome are a chilling reminder of the lengths we'll go to seek justice or revenge. Were these curses truly powerful, or was their strength drawn from the fear they inspired? Perhaps, in the end, belief itself is the most powerful force of all. Curses. They are as much a part of human history as the artifacts and legends they cling to. Tonight, we've explored some of the most infamous curses in history, stories of mysterious deaths, eerie coincidences, and warnings from the past that seem to echo across time. But what do these tales truly reveal about us? Perhaps the power of a curse lies not in the supernatural, but in the fear it inspires. Fear can magnify coincidences into something more sinister, more meaningful. And yet it's hard to dismiss the chilling patterns that seem to defy logic. These stories remind us of humanity's endless fascination with the unknown. We crave answers to life's mysteries, and curses offer a way to make sense of tragedy, to place blame where none may exist. But what if there's more to it? What if curses are a warning, a reminder that some things are better left undisturbed? Whether you believe in curses or not, they offer us a glimpse into the fears and hopes of those who came before us. They show us how the past still speaks to us in whispers and in warnings. And sometimes the past doesn't want to be disturbed. Thank you for joining me tonight on this journey into the world of ancient curses. These stories may leave you wondering, are curses real, or are they simply the result of human imagination and fear? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. Next week, we'll travel into the realm of haunted houses, places where history refuses to rest, and the walls themselves seem to whisper. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and beware of the cursed.